folks, Steve the Hurricane here, and today we are going to talk about a technique and a philosophy known as the power of positive expectancy. I have lived my entire 31 years of life by agreeing with the power of positive expectancy. And I have had successes beyond my wildest dreams, and I'm only just getting started, all because I live by the power, alright? So let's just jump right into it, because this is just one of my favorite things to talk about, alright? First thing, expect to succeed. Alright? This should be a no-brainer, but this is a mind over matter, mind over body kind of thinking process. If you expect to succeed, you will succeed. Think about the trainer for a marathon, alright? If you're training for a marathon and you train every single day thinking there's no way I'm going to finish the marathon, guess what? When you come race day, you are not going to finish the marathon. But if you train it knowing I'm going to finish this, I'm going to kill it, I'm going to do the best and this and that and blah blah blah, you will finish that marathon, and you will train the right way to get you through it, so when the day comes, you are the success story. So expect to succeed. It's the basic foundation of positive expectancy. Alright? The next thing, never prejudge. Never prejudge. This one is so important. So many times in sales and marketing, people see somebody and they're like, oh, this person can't afford my services, or I'm not going to go to that account because they don't have anything for me. I go to that account, I get referrals from them. Why don't you get referrals from them? You know why you don't get referrals from them? Because you prejudged them. You said, I'm not going to get referrals from them, so now you're not going to. You said, this person right here can't afford my services. Guess what? They can't afford your services because you prejudged them. If you treat every single person that you meet and every single situation that you come into as if they're going to purchase, or they're going to agree with you, or you're going to win them over, or whatever, you're going to have a positive result no matter what. People will find a way to afford things, or people will find a way to refer you business if they believe in you and they trust you, and you don't prejudge them. Don't put your expectations on someone else. Assume the sale. You're going to make it happen. The next one is that luck favors the prepared. I love this part so much. This is my favorite of all of these, because I carry in my wallet a fortune cookie that says luck favors the prepared. I swear to God, I really do, okay? So I carry it in my wallet. Every once in a while, I'll pull it out and I'm like, luck favors the prepared, luck favors the prepared. And it makes sense. Have you ever heard the analogy in sports that, oh, so-and-so won because of lucky bounces? They got lucky, they got lucky. Why did they get lucky? I'll use the example of the New York Giants and the 49ers. I'm a huge Giants fan, all right? They won the NFC Championship game last year in San Francisco. Two teams, equally talented, great defenses, smart quarterbacks, everything else. It was a 17-17 tie going into overtime. The Giants ended up getting a fumble recovery, scored a field goal, advanced to the Super Bowl, and later on win. Why did they win that game? Because they were the better prepared team. They went in making sure that every I was dotted, every T was crossed, and therefore, when the lucky bounce came, they were in the right position to recover it and then to capitalize on it. So make sure you're prepared. In sales and marketing, things can go wrong just like that. So if you're prepared, chances are luck will be on your side and you'll make the sale and make the deal. Again, part of positive expectancy. Mind your company. This one right here brings me back to my mother. When I was a child, and she was talking about my friends, and she insulted me and insulted my friends at the time, and I won't mention those people because I'm not friends with them anymore, but she said, Stephen, if you want to soar with the eagles, you got to stop hanging around turkeys. And I really didn't take much thought into it then, but now as an adult, I totally get what Mom was saying, and that's really good advice, Mom. Thank you. She basically said that birds of a feather flock together. So if you want to be successful, if you want to be positive, if you want to do anything and live life without limitations, surround yourself with people who think and act the same way as you. In what I do for a living, owning my own business, doing my public speaking seminars and workshops and motivational speeches and whatnot all over the country, there are people who I first told that I wanted to do this who said, people aren't going to go to that. Nobody would sign up. Nobody's going to follow you. Nobody's going to believe what you have to say. If I listened to those people, I wouldn't even be sitting here right now talking to you. I don't listen to those people. I don't associate with those people, because for every one person like that that's out there, there's 9 others who are in my corner, who believe in me, who want me to succeed, who back me up, who are willing to help me no matter what. That's who you want to hang around. They're believing in me, I believe in them, and we will rise together. We will be successful together. We will soar like the eagles we are. So mind your company. Next one, think big. Think big. Think huge. When I tell people that I want to be all over the world doing this, some people laugh and they say, well, you live in Jersey. So what if I live in Jersey? I don't need to limit myself to New Jersey. I can go and help people all over the country, all over the world. The World Wide Web is in Africa, Asia, Europe, South America, North America, everywhere. I'm sure there's somebody down in Antarctica who can watch this video right now. So why limit myself to New Jersey? It just doesn't make sense. The other reason why I love thinking big is when you think big, if you don't hit your goal, but your goal is so high, say you're reaching for the stars, reach for the stars, and you don't hit the stars, you're still going to get to the moon, you're going to get to the sun, you're going to get to some other planets, and that will make you out of this world. Whereas if you're shooting for the clouds, you may never get off the ground. Let's stay with the marathon trainer for a second, all right? If you train for the marathon and you say, I am training to finish first at the New York City Marathon, and you don't finish first and you finish 4th, is that really that bad? Out of 10,000 runners, you finished 4th? You were shooting for number 1. You finished 4th. So you know what you do? You accept that victory, because that is a victory, and then you train next year and you give it a shot next year and you go for the gold and you go for the first one then. That's why it's so important to have big dreams and to think big. Another key foundation in the power of positive expectancy. The last one I'm going to leave you with is smile and nod. Smile and nod. If you think positive, if you act positive, you should express positive energies. Everywhere you go, smile and nod, talk to people, introduce yourself, be positive, be upbeat. People like positive people. There have been many times I've gone to the checkout counter at the supermarket with one thing in my hand, and there's somebody in front of me with a bunch of things, and I say, hi, how you doing today? And I just smile and nod, and I say, oh, do you want to go in front of me? And I'm like, are you sure? No problem. And I go right in front of them, and I get a chance to get out of there quicker. Why? Because I said hi to them. I was positive. I smiled and I nodded. How was your day? I talked to the checkout clerk, the girl or the guy, Josephine, Tommy, Bobby, how are you doing today? I'm doing okay. How are you? Do you have any coupons? No, I don't have any coupons. I don't have a Price Saver Club card either, but can you put a password in for me so that I can save some money on this? Sure, no problem. They're not supposed to do it, but they do it. Why? Because I had positive expectancy. I smiled, I nodded, I talked to them. That's important, all right? So now that you got the steps here, I want to give you an example of how this works, all right? The best example was back in 2001, right after September 11th. This was like the end of September, beginning of October in 2001. I was working at a Ford dealership selling cars. I will never forget these 2 guys that came walking in. Well, let's just say they were 2 undesirables, all right? They looked like homeless people. They smelled like alcohol and just funk and nastiness. And unfortunately, the most beautiful, attractive female sales representative that we had was up to take care of these 2 guys. So they come in, they want a Mustang. She's showing them around. 45 minutes, an hour passes. They're still asking questions, they stink, they're hitting, they're inappropriate with her and everything else. They're now sitting in the car, in the showroom, looking at it. She comes over to me and she's like, Steve, it's Saturday, people are coming in and out of here, I'm wasting my time with these 2 guys, can you help me? They're never going to buy a car, they can't afford it. She prejudged. I looked at her and I said, I understand, they are undesirables. I wouldn't want to have them as customers either. But instead of judging them and saying they can't afford it, they're never going to buy a car, they want a Mustang. Sell them a Mustang. Sell it to them. Have positive expectancy, and don't let them leave here until they drive away in a Mustang. Well, she changed her attitude, went back to them, and talked to them. 2.5 hours later, those 2 gentlemen drove off in a brand new Mustang convertible that she sold them. My sales manager was so impressed by my little motivational speech that I gave to her that he asked me to give that speech the following Monday at our sales conference, our sales meeting that we have, to talk about the power of positive expectancy. If you apply positive expectancy to your life, you will have successes that you've never known. Don't just apply it to sales and marketing, but apply it to your children, to your relationship, to your faith, your spirituality. Apply it to everything in life, and you will be successful. So God bless, have a great day, and live life with the glass half full. Take care.